Hello, my name is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm the founder of Ascend AI, where I help you bring ChatGPT into your consulting co-pilot, where we essentially help you generate proposals, strategy decks, market reports, and improve the quality of the work that AI is outputting, or to get feedback on your own work. Now, today we're going to dive into generating a strategy deck. Now, when we look at the strategy deck in terms of the required inputs that are needed for AI to be able to support me, I need to understand the client, the industry sector, the challenge that they've got, the market they're in, what are the problems that they've got, and what are they actually trying to achieve, so I can put together a well-structured strategy deck. Now, in order for us to begin with that, the first thing we need is context or information, so we're going to go with Klarna today. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in all of that context from them in terms of what the challenge is, what they're trying to move forward with, which is giving me a good start. But if I generate a strategy deck from here, I'm not really having much thinking, much analysis that's going to give me the goods that I really want and I'm looking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a step back, and I'm going to take that initial challenge that they've got, and I'm probably going to generate some ideas to start. So we got something that will be able to take essentially the company, the context, the key strengths, and the challenge that we've got in our context window here, and then start to put in some strategic recommendations based on that. So now that I'm not working from a blank page anymore, I've got essentially a start to some strategic recommendations that I can look at. So I've got some context that we put in, and now I can start to break down those recommendations in terms of accelerating non-BNPL revenue streams through diversifying my product, driving more into the US market with partnerships, and enhancing my regulatory compliance and trust so that I'm able to actually spread my wings a bit further. Now, I think this is a good start, and I'm happy that it gave me some implementation considerations, but I'm not 100% that this is really where I want to go with. Now, normally I would go with my team, say, hey, look, I got some base ideas that we can look at, but I think we need to dabble a little bit further. For now, we're going to take this and we're going to use Ascend AI to try to challenge these basic concepts that we've got out of the first try. So what we can do, whether it's an idea generated through AI or an idea that you've had yourself that you want to actually see and test, what you can do is you can test that versus some real world logic. So we're going to just test the strategic plan that we've essentially put together for Klarna and see what we can do to improve it. So I'm going to take this, paste it into the new context window. So now I've got an updated context window with my plan. And then I'm going to go ahead and generate the results based on that. So what this is going to do, like I mentioned, it's going to look across 5 different factors, and then it's going to test against each of them and then tell me if my idea is actually going to stand up to being implemented in the real world. So I've tested my assumptions. I've tested what's going to happen in 12 months later after this project is over. I've tested with competitors and stakeholders and alternative futures, and then I've also red teamed it. So now I've got a full look at actually, okay, this is all the context that I need to really think about this better. So I can copy that, add that to my context window. And now that I've got feedback and my original idea, I can ask to essentially refine those recommendations, and it'll essentially take all the original ideas, whatever information I've got from my red team review or my logic, and I'm going to essentially say, take that and then give me a way better version of what you've done originally. Okay, so now I've actually refined my recommendation 10x what it was before. So I've got my original ideas, the challenges that I essentially originally had with those, and now I've got some refined recommendations that'll help me improve those and make sure I can really push those forward. Now, for the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to now create my strategy deck slides. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm happy with this idea. I'm going to take this refinement and I'm going to add that to the context window. So now I've got 3 things: my original idea, the feedback, and I have my refined ideas. And now I'm going to go ahead and generate those results. So now you've got the result, you've got the strategy deck content that you need to deliver the right result to your client. And what we do is we specialize in the structure of that content, so you make sure you have all the right context in the right place. You've got your cover page, your letter to leadership, your executive summary. If I go down a little bit further, you'll end up having the data that you need by the numbers, which type of charts you should be doing, and even the citations that we have at the bottom, so you can source all the information that is being presented to you here. Then you've got evaluation of the framework, recommendations, path forward, your implementation plan, even your cost benefit analysis. We all try to make sure that you have the right content for every point of the presentation that you need. Now, in the next phase of the product, we'll be actually having it so it'll generate those actual slides for you. But for now, you'll take this content and put it into your company's template and then be able to deliver the value to the client. Thank you very much. As always, I really enjoy helping you turn ChatGPT into your consulting co-pilot. If you haven't already, feel free to sign up to the tool or continue to watch the rest of the videos to see what use case fits for you. Talk to you soon.